Welcome back everybody to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be kind of a short one. Hopefully this isn't going to be too long. I'm just going to be going over how I plan on making my stubs, or how I have been making my stubs for the past few weeks. Now you see I have 2 million stubs. Most of that 2 million is from traditional investing, which is buying a card when they're, say 3,000 and then quick selling them for 5,000 when they become diamond. I did that really 2 main times throughout the year, and I basically went all in, and I got lucky both times. I wouldn't say lucky, it was more of an educated guess, but you get the point. Today I'll be showing off a method that is a lot more kind of passive investing, I guess is what I'd call it. It's a method that you can use if you are worried about losing stubs on a guy, if they don't go gold or diamond. But overall, like I said, great passive method. It does take some stubs to get stubs, so I would recommend that you have a decent amount of stubs to start, whether that's selling a few guys or doing something else to get your stubs. I don't know, but you do need to start with quite a bit. You certainly don't need 2 million. I've been pretty much putting in 1 million on the market every week, but again, you don't have to do that. That's really overkill. I wanted to get this video out before the roster update happens most recently. This footage is a few weeks old, but all of the principles still apply. You still want to go ahead and put in orders for these cards before they go gold and diamond. So as an example with Marcell Ozuna, you can see I'm trying to put in an order for 3,223. It's going to say my price is less than the quick sell value, so I am unable to put in an order under 5,000 for Marcell Ozuna. Now what ends up happening is that since I can't put in that order, people will be opening packs, get a Marcell Ozuna, and then sell him for 3,200, not really thinking. For whatever reason, people do this, and a decent amount of people do this every day. And so gradually the orders are going to start to go down, and eventually you will find your orders and they will go through. Again, it's eventually. That's why I say it's very much passive. You're not going to see your stubs within a week or two. It'll probably be at least a month, maybe even 2, before you see them. But the rate at which you're going to be gaining stubs is immense. I mean, you can see there's still 32 orders of Lance Lynn at 1,000 stubs, but if this guy gets them for 1,000, he can put them up for 5,900, or he can just straight up quick sell them, and he's going to be making a ton of stubs. That's 4,000 per Lance Lynn purely off of quick sell value. Now again, you might be asking, why would somebody ever sell a Lance Lynn for 1,000 stubs? I don't know why. People do. You look at Liam Hendriks, he's at 3,300. As you can see here, I actually have a ton of Liam Hendriks orders that I put in. I think it's like 150 that I put in for 1,000. So eventually, if they sell, I'll be able to make some stubs. But say I was really hard pressed for stubs and I needed stubs right now. I don't know, maybe it was a brand new pack or a player and I really needed my stubs. Well, I could just go in and cancel these orders. That's why I call it zero risk investing, because at any point I can pretty much go back and take my orders. And here's the thing, right? Assuming the card doesn't go up that you plan on investing in, you can just cancel the orders. If you don't cancel them in time, you might get a few orders going through. I'm going to be honest, I have about 150 Michael Confortos and about 175 Luis Castillos. But to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that, because those cards at 83 overall are going to be great for exchanges, and their price has already gone up, especially Castillo's. So I'm pretty happy with getting those cards. Just make sure that you cancel if the card doesn't go up, or if you don't want to buy them for that price. But I mean, I put in orders for like 1,100, so at that point I would honestly prefer getting the cards there. So like I said, super easy passive stub making method. I mean, yeah, it's one of my favorites. And this doesn't just apply for diamond players, people going diamond. I mean, you look at Seth Lugo there. I mean, 1,200 stubs per. Some guy like 250 orders. That's a crazy amount of stubs made. You look at Luke Voigt. People have orders in Luke Voigt for 400 stubs. That's crazy. But obviously this applies to silvers going gold as well, and actually the margins on silvers are a lot better if you think about it, because the lowest you can put in a diamond card is 1,000, their quick sell is 5,000. That is only going to be a 4,000 stub profit. So whereas if you were to do silvers, you would be getting them for 100 and selling them for 1,000. So the ratio is much better. As a matter of fact, I think it's more than double for silvers than it is for golds going diamond. Now, granted, obviously, you have to put in more orders for for silvers, so it's more of a time thing, you know. But at the same time, I think silver orders are more likely to go through. Not a whole lot of people are going to be quick selling or selling diamonds for 1,000 stubs a piece. People are a lot more likely to sell a golds for, you know, 100 or something. You know, that I feel like is true. Let me know in the comments if you agree. But as you can see, why risk it? Looking at this footage, Nelson Cruz ended up not going up. Seager took a minute. Whit Merrifield didn't go up. I mean, a lot of the guys that people thought were going to go up in price didn't, at least according to the market. Blake Snell never went up. Conforto never went up. I mean, you know, there was a ton of cards that did not go up, and so if you actually invested, it would have been extremely risky. But if you use this investing method, which I'm not going to lie, I bought a few Blake Snells, or I put in orders for a few Blake Snells, and I was just able to cancel them. So that's part of the luxury of this method. You have the ability to guess right essentially 100% of the time. Just taking a look at silvers, right? Dominic Smith didn't end up going gold, but there's a few guys here that didn't. So why risk it, you know? Why risk buying a card if they're not going to go up when you have this method that is going to go ahead and give you a ton of stubs guaranteed? So that's kind of where I'm at, right? Chris Martin did end up going up. I mean, there's some obvious people that did go up, but there's also people that didn't, and people are, you know, suffering in terms of their wallets. So don't guess wrong in investments ever again. Use this investing method. I believe I'm not the first one to figure this out. As a matter of fact, I think somebody else on YouTube did this. I think it might have been College Lefty. I think he's also showcased this method, but it's such a good method. I want to get this out to you guys. Make sure you take advantage in this roster update, in this latest roster update, and make as many stubs as you can. So now you might be asking the question, how do I get in these hundreds of orders if I really want to mass invest like you say I should? Well, for that, you should reference the Show Nation, and we're going to head over to the community market in a quick second, but it's pretty easy. All you got to do is log into your PSN and you'll be on the Show Nation. It's basically like the market on your computer. It's pretty cool. You can set lineups, open packs, all that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go 84 live series players. As you can see here, this is actually recorded in the future, so I apologize for the confusion. But I think this same principle stands. So just an example of how you can put in orders on the Show Nation. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go into Paul DeJong. Say I was confident in Paul DeJong that he would go gold. Well, in all honesty, I don't need confidence. But, you know, say I thought he might go gold, which the market clearly thinks he does. He's pretty expensive in terms of a silver. So let's go ahead and put in an order of 115 stubs. We're going to go ahead and copy it, hit Control C. And now we're going to put in the order. Now we're going to go back down, Control V, nice paste, and then we're just going to repeat. So this is how you can put in orders pretty easy. You can also have multiple tabs open and be putting in multiple orders for cards at once if it's refreshing too slow for you. But we're going to go ahead and put in a couple Paul DeJong orders for an example, and then say Paul DeJong doesn't go up. Say Paul DeJong unfortunately stays at a silver for this latest roster update, doesn't go gold. Well, you have an ability to cancel orders, and as you know, canceling orders, especially when you have a ton of them up, can be super obnoxious. You have to find them, and then you have to cancel them all, and then it puts you back at the top of the list. Well, here on the Show Nation, you can look at orders for a specific card and cancel them. So say that I didn't want to keep these orders, I could just cancel them super quickly. That's all you have to do to cancel orders. It's super easy. So the Show Nation, super convenient, super easy. I highly recommend it. And now we're going to go ahead and go into my dashboard because I have been investing for a couple of weeks. Admittedly, I've been investing in cards, doing this exact method just to kind of show that it works. I wanted to make sure that this actually does work and does do what I thought it would. So if we go to view all orders, you can see I've done some investing. This past week, I've gotten, I think, 2 cards correctly in terms of diamond guessing. I believe that was Corey Seager and Byron Buxton, I guess correctly, were going to go up, and so I kept their orders. I forgot Jose Ramirez somehow. I forgot to put in orders for him, even though he was basically a lock at diamond. That was kind of foolish of me, but I digress. We also did some silver investing that are now golds. We did some Sixto Sanchez. We did some Devin Williams at 100 stubs. So goodness gracious, imagine when those orders go through. I'm going to be a very rich man. But then, of course, we also have Rafael Devers. One more thing to consider. Devin Williams, you might be saying, you're never going to get those orders. Well, the market is going to crash very soon in terms of live series players. The minute that the season ends, there will probably be tank in price, and then Team Affinity will probably boost them back up in price. That's at least my suspicion. We'll see. It kind of depends on when Team Affinity releases, but for the most part, you're going to see these cards go down in the coming days after that roster update, so make sure you're going ahead and putting in orders if you plan on doing Team Affinity for exchanges. Thank you so much for watching this pretty short video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you make stubs. I'm out. Peace.